Dude,
Dude.
I had a dream that we were back in Vegas.
Yeah, and we got to make a great vlog for the YouTube, and we should go back.
Yeah, but if we do, we got to make it bigger.
We can, bro.
Dare I even say it? Go all in?
Well, it is Vegas, and this time we can make it bigger. Dare I say we bet on ourselves?
Find somewhere where the real wrestling fans are?
The real friends of the podcast.
Dude, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second annual Fakies. The most prestigious, least prestigious pro wrestling award show
of all time.
Of at least the last 2 years. So we got some good ones to give out.
Are we supposed to make like hosts do at the beginning of an award show? We roast the listeners and we roast
But who would we be roasting?
Talking about least. Oh wait. Talking about least prestigious. Let's talk the acting career of Enoch the Enlightened. Ha 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 ha. Just kidding. Actually,
take my wife's name out your mother.
I will say Enoch the Enlightened does have a much better record than and a record in a lot of things over Vince McMahon.
God. Clearly, this part wasn't planned of the awards. Otherwise,
No,
your degree is in creative writing, so
yeah. I could have came up with something much better than that, but it's okay.
There'll always be the third annual.
There'll be the third annual,
least prestigious pro.
I'll have better the Enoch the Enlightened jokes by then. We haven't had that guy on the show in a little while, though. I think it may be time. It may be time to bring him back on.
I should have mentioned it last time we talked, but I saw him wrestle on Friday at Ignite. It was the first time I'd ever seen him wrestle.
You know what? I've watched his wrestling clips, but then I saw the stuff that he posted on Instagram, and I can't think if it was like I'm pretty sure it was like some type of like power bomb move that he did. It was pretty good.
Yeah, he's good in the ring.
Yeah, he seems like he knows his. Well, I mean, he trains wrestlers too. I mean, I don't know. I do have faith in the man's in-ring ability and wrestling knowledge. I'll give him that. Not maybe wrestling trivia knowledge, but
Well, hey,
he never stepped up against the captain, and I still haven't heard from Little Miss Illinois.
Oh, she said she's down. She commented on that YouTube video a couple videos
perfect.
back.
Perfect.
But that's your props is about all Enoch is going to be given, because out of all of our awards tonight, he didn't get one of them. So wah. But let's start things off with Miggy's pick for Rising Star, or whatever I decided to call it.
Breakout star of the year. Hold on. I had a little speech prepared for this.
That's all right.
Let me pull it back up.
We're going to cut this part out.
So, breakout star of the year is a big deal because that means that you're somebody who did not necessarily have the recognition and the prestige that comes from being a great star, and it means that you could be fairly new to this business, but also you need to really put in the work and show how willing you are to be successful. And there's a lot of people that could have been thrown into this category, right? Like people like Bronson or Braun Breaker is one of those guys, I think. You have somebody like a Last Legend, a Trick Williams is up there too. I mean, that man winning the TNA championship and holding that whole um feud. And then you have somebody even like Mike Santana is up there in that list. You have somebody like even just the last couple of months, I would throw in Ilya Dragunov. Um, but for me, one guy that stuck out the most is a guy who put on not only amazing character work, right? A huge 180, I would say, in regards to his character and personality from what we've seen the last couple of years. And beyond that, a man who has put on not a single bad match this year. And that's what it really came down to for me in deciding this pick, was somebody who not only um was a character in the ring, but put on match after match after match that made people excited to watch. So I nominate and award Breakout Star of the Year to Kyle Fletcher of AEW. The man is the sky's the limit for this guy. I don't know, I know he still has some years left in AEW. I don't know what's next for him after that, but I do feel like I don't even know how old he is. Let's see. Because he's got to be in his early 20s. And yeah, 26 years old. Okay, so mid 20s. And he just has such a big future ahead of him. And he's he's a future world champion no matter where he ends up.
All righty. There you have it. Your fakie goes to Kyle Fletcher. Congratulations. Put that on your shelf.
Did you have any ideas on who you would think could have been a contender?
I probably would have said like either Kyle Fletcher or maybe Obafemi.
Ooh.
The person that I'm giving another award to could have been a breakout star, I guess. Also, in some ways, dude, Dominic Mysterio could be a breakout star.
Ooh, that is a good that's a good
Dirty Dom.
yeah.
Dear Jay. So, all right, well, our second award is going to be the Dream Slam Match of the Year. And this one was up to me because I'm the one that goes. And this was a match that was out of every single Dream Slam match from every show that I've been to, this is the one that I remember the most because of how good it was. And Bad Meets Nasty versus the Lucha Kings. It was for the Dream Slam Championship or Tag Team Championship, and Bad Meets Nasty obviously retained. It was hard hitting. It was the big moves felt appropriate. It didn't feel like they were doing moves for the sake of doing moves, but the crowd was so into it. Dude, the crowd was behind Lucha Kings for a lot of it, but at the end of it, everyone was just so the Delhi Center, however you say that name, was so you could just tell like the audience knew that they just watched like a really, really strong match. So that's who the fakie goes to. Congratulations to Bad Meets Nasty and the Lucha Kings. And we have a word from one of the participants of that match, one half of the current Dream Slam Tag Team Champions, Honest John.
Hey, how you doing? Do I get a trophy or anything? I know that they sent you to come get my response. My partner isn't here, so they tried to accost me alone. And I get it, I understand. Bad Meets Nasty is probably the greatest tag team to ever exist. I completely get it. I gotta keep this door locked because people keep trying to come in and steal what's rightfully mine. But they don't seem to quite understand that, so I'm gonna shoot this one back to you before I go and have to do what I did to Lucha Kings.
And there was Honest John. Well,
Honorable, honest John.
working with Two-Thang too over there in Ignite.
Can I throw out an impromptu Dream Slam award?
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Because I really want to talk about... Now, keep in mind, I watched Dream Slam from afar. But we were heavily involved in a Dream Slam feud this year.
That's true, we were.
And a couple actually, really. And I want to talk about what I think my favorite Dream Slam feud of the year was. So the award for Miggy's favorite Dream Slam feud of the year goes to Nacho Daddy versus El Hijo del Super Ramses Jr. Mainly because I had to translate half of that.
Dude, that was probably the funniest episode we have ever done.
Easily.
If anyone wants to go back and watch it, I apologize for how much I'm laughing. I didn't know that they were only going to speak in Spanish. And so it was just so off the rails, so quick, and I didn't know what to do. And then they both started. So it was, oh my God. Yeah.
And I will say this, we haven't really seen much of Nacho Daddy or El Hijo del Super Ramses Jr. since then. But Nacho Daddy is Bovie's biggest fan.
That's right.
And if you don't follow Bovie on social media, he's a very entertaining follow. So you need to go and do that.
Alrighty. There you go. I like that Dream Slam feud of the year. Maybe at the third annual Fakies next year, the most prestigious, least prestigious pro wrestling award show, we will include that. Alrighty, let's now one of the things that we wanted to do, or that you brought up doing last night, was kind of debating each other's picks and then settling on one. So our next award is going to be, well, actually, should we do the friend of the podcast first?
Yeah, because I think we
that.
both generally agree on this one.
And the fakie goes to
Mr. Jake Redondo.
the Radiant Sun.
Not Ronaldo, not Delfo.
Rudafigalo.
Yeah, not Deuce Bigelow.
European Gigolo.
European Gigolo, but Jake Redondo.
Ugh, dude, easily the easiest wrestler to communicate with.
Mm-hmm.
And
very exciting to watch too. Again, as somebody who watches him from afar, which sounds kind of stalkerish, but sees his clips on social media, on YouTube, and the future is everything for this kid, and he
Coming
has
back
so
to New
much
York
potential.
last week.
Yeah. So much potential that we're gonna see Jake Redondo and guys like Five Star, and they're gonna be wrestling each other in big league matches all over the world here before we know it, and we could say that Jake Redondo could come out there and he could bring his fakie out there with him.
I know we got to get like at least some plastic awards from the Dollar Tree or
Yeah.
something. Yikes! I'm gonna make a prediction here. Jake Redondo versus 5-star Raymond Bright under their new WWE names, headlining Backlash 2036 in Riyadh.
mainly because by 2036, that's where every single WWE show will be, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. But that's
All
okay.
right. Jake Redondo, congrats, I guess. If you want congrats, there you go.
Yeah, congratulations.
Your congratulations on being our favorite.
Feel free to submit a few words. We'll post them somewhere.
Alrighty, let's get to the arguing. Let's start with the Women's Wrestler of the Year. Now, I say we count to 3, and then after 3, we both say the name at the same time, and then maybe we'll mind link.
All right.
Okay. The fakie for Women's Wrestler of the Year goes to 1, 2, 3.
Liv
Stephanie
Morgan.
Vaquer. Okay. Tell me why you think Liv is better than Stephanie Vaquer.
Well, if you remember correctly, Liv Morgan was also what?
Nothing.
Liv Morgan was also the recipient of Women's Wrestler of the Year for the first annual Fakies.
Ooh.
And the reason I think that she belongs in this award, or this award belongs to her. If I can get my words straight, I'm a little nervous here. I'm not much of a presenter.
Yeah, when you think of Liv Morgan, it just makes you nervous.
Oh yeah, I'm getting what's it called? I'm sweating through my white shirt. But with that, she, even with her injuries this year, has been the focal point of the WWE women's division. Arguably the first most exciting character in the women's division. That I feel like people would argue that would maybe go to Tiffany Stratton. Ooh.
You can't change your pick mid-pick.
I can't change my pick, but I should have picked Tiffany Stratton, honestly, because now I'm thinking back at it, because I forgot
You were there.
Tiffany Stratton won, or cashed in her women's Money in the Bank in the first SmackDown of this year. That I was there for that, and I thought it was last year, but I'm still sticking with Liv Morgan though, because of the fact that she has been the focal point of the women's division on Monday Night Raw. She's had feud after feud, but also has not put on a bad match on the main roster. And has been on the main roster this whole entire time. Not somebody who just came up onto the main roster this year. And she is really the most entertaining woman in WWE. Is Rhea the most popular? Yes. But I think Liv Morgan is the most entertaining. That's why she's my pick.
Liv Morgan has that character down, like that, just
Psycho girlfriend, toxic
psycho.
relationship.
And can I say the word? No, I can't because it doesn't apply. She's very risque, like she's very sexual
So
in a way that is not like it's not like she's in bra and panty matches or anything like that, but it's just the
no.
way that she carries herself and the way that she like nuzzles up next to Dom and stuff. It's just so she's playing the part like perfectly.
Agreed. And if you ask my wife, I'm only saying that Liv Morgan because apparently Liv Morgan is my type. Apparently I have a type, and it's tiny blonde that are flirty and toxic. And though I feel like that describes Liv Morgan's character, I think that she just deserves the award in general.
My pick is Stephanie Vaquer, just because, correct me if I'm wrong, but she debuted on Raw this year. She's currently a champion. She is also, like her whole presentation has really like connected with people where she's got the whole, super awesome entrance. Uh, she's she speaks Spanish mostly. Her English is like really difficult to understand sometimes. Or not difficult to understand, but it's just obviously like not her first language, and she's still able to communicate and get the audience to connect with her. And I don't know, I just think we've been talking for a while, especially when she was still in NXT, about how great she was and how much potential she had. And too often we talk about WWE stars who have like wasted potential. Not because it's their fault, but just because they weren't booked right or whatever. And I think that she's been booked pretty well, and she's obviously doing her job right. And I don't know. So that's my pick for
See,
Women's
my
Wrestler of the Year. But I
problem.
will say real quick that she was also someone I was considering for Breakout Star. So, with that being said, I will give you Liv Morgan.
There we have it.
Dang
Because
it.
my thing would have been too is that now. Well, let me ask you this: are you a fan of that move?
The ass smash?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Because neither am I.
Not on TV. If it ever happened to me, maybe. Just kidding.
That would have been my main. That would have been my main argument there. So, but I'll take the win. Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan, two-time winner.
Yeah,
That,
Tiffany Stratton was a toss-up though, because that's a phenomenal year too. That she's
Ooh, regrets.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Okay, and I totally looked over an award that we probably should have done before that one. But promotion of the year. 1, 2, 3.
TNA.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got the AMC thing. They're selling out wherever they go.
Yep.
Bigger crowds than they've ever had, and this is a decades and decades old company.
And I was thinking too, just everything, all of the exciting matches that have been taking place there throughout this year. There has it. I don't know. There are some moments where it's like, oh, okay, but then you have just really exciting matches, really exciting stories. You have the crossover with WWE. You have Santino Marella as the general manager, which is entertaining in that aspect. The Hardys and Dudleys last stand was awesome. There's not a bad wrestler on their roster.
I'm really excited to see when it's more accessible to watch on AMC, just especially with like more money, just what they're able to do, because TNA has always been that little engine that could. And yeah, the fact that we had talked about it a couple times where it seemed like TNA wasn't getting anything out of like the NXT or the WWE thing. But the fact that TNA didn't just get totally absorbed by WWE, I think is a fucking miracle. And yeah, it, I never hear of TNA disappointing their fans.
No. And going to, being lucky enough this year to have gone to WWE shows, GCW shows, AEW shows. Wow, I'm thinking back at it now. I've been to obviously a WWE pay-per-view, WrestleMania, TNA pay-per-view on a Friday night. I don't remember what one it was. The GCW pay-per-views, both shows, and AEW's Double or Nothing pay-per-view this year. And I will say that as exciting as being at WrestleMania could have been if I didn't get puked on and and almost thrown out for yelling at the guy who puked on me. Or how as exciting as Double or Nothing was, as crazy as GCW was, the fan base for the TNA show was awesome. Especially in this
TNA show, I gotta go.
Tiny little arena that WWE just put a SmackDown on in for 20 times the price of my one TNA ticket. But
jeez. Man, well, dude, it's cool that we agreed on that. Congrats to TNA.
Yeah.
Promotion of the year. Let's go on to we got 2 awards left. Our male wrestler of the year. All right. The countdown begins.
Hold on, I want to just make sure I don't regret it. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sticking with
pick
it.
Might sound weird.
I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Jey Uso.
John Cena.
Ooh.
Who'd you say?
Jey Uso.
Ah.
Well, hear me out.
No, I know.
So, do I like my answer? No, because I just don't understand the whole yeet thing. I don't understand a lot of it. But he has had a winning the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, winning his first ever championship.
Making Gunther tap out. Hello.
Making Gunther tap out. Some very good matches, some very bad matches, but some very good matches, but heavily involved in major stories.
Probably featured on Raw more than anyone else outside of Judgment Day.
Yeah, featured on Raw and featured in WWE, I think, more than anybody else this year. Highest merch sales at some points, I think, and clearly a crowd favorite. With that being said, I want to hear your reasoning for John Cena, but I 100% agree that is a better pick than Jey Uso.
It wasn't about the wrestling. It wasn't about how good the story was or was not. It was simply, it revolved around him.
Yeah.
Like the WWE world title picture for the better part of more than half of the year, John Cena was involved in. He was on the poster of almost every single pay-per-view because he wrestled at almost every single pay-per-view. When they started doing that countdown clock for how many dates he had left, like you felt it. and you felt it in a way that, like, I don't know. I can't even name, outside of Sting, I can't even name somebody who went out the way that John Cena went out, where it was
With a
like,
smile
oh,
on his face.
well, just like where the story itself took a whole year. Like Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair in
Was a
their
WrestleMania
WrestleMania
build.
retirement matches, that was just a WrestleMania build. It wasn't,
Yeah.
you didn't know Ric Flair a year before WrestleMania, or you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It was just another storyline that led to a retirement. Whereas John Cena's, it was like WWE kind of revolved around John Cena a little bit in that way. And it never felt, you never didn't want to see it. As pissed off as WrestleMania made us, or whatever, we still wanted to watch and see what was going to happen.
That's a good point. And this one, I really had a hard time with this. And I regret even picking Jey Uso now, because I really did have a hard time with, this whole entire, with how many options there were here, right? Same, it was similar to the women. I would have, with the women, I was thinking Toni Storm, I was thinking Mariah May, I was thinking Mercedes Moné, Tiffany Stratton, last minute thought there. But then with the men, there really hasn't been a story that revolved, like everything revolved around John Cena this year. So that's why I would agree with you with that. But you had so many talented options to choose from, and so many arguments could have been made for a Swerve Strickland, for a Hangman Page, for a Dominic Mysterio,
CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Cody
CM Punk
Rhodes.
said, yeah, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre could have been made for that too. And so, yeah, I think that John Cena is the option, the only option.
All right. Congratulations, John Cena. Add that to your belt collection. Alrighty. We got 5 minutes to do this, buddy.
All right.
5 minutes to talk about the match of the year. I know we're going to disagree because I don't think very many people have seen the match that I'm going to throw out there, but they all can if they go on YouTube and just type it in. So why don't you just tell me what your match of the year is?
So this was tough. Again, so many good matches. Toni Storm and Mariah May, I told you very early on in the year, was going to be my favorite match of the year. You have the Anarchy in the Arena match in AEW. We could argue that Swerve and or Hangman and Will Ospreay was an amazing match. You Swerve and Ospreay. You have Hangman and Swerve. You have any Sami Zayn and John Cena. I like that one. AJ Styles and John Cena. I like that one. The
So
men's
what's
Money
your
in the
pick?
Bank. And I honestly think that we might mind link here.
We're not going to.
My favorite match of the year, and it's one that a lot of people didn't see. Sabu's last match against Joey Janela. Had
That was
everything,
not my pick.
had everything that a perfect match needed.
Including just 1.5 wrestlers.
Yes.
No, we're not going to mind link. My pick, and I respect the hell out of your pick. That's when Sandman regurgitated into my mouth.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's up there. But no, my pick was Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jonathan Gresham at MLP Northern Rising. MLP is Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, so they're up in Canada. It is. You guys know how I feel about selling technical holds and making things look real and making it look like a wrestling contest and not a choreographed dance fest, which was pretty much 80% of Monday Night Raw all year. Thanks to Netflix and TKO. This match, just write these words down. Just write these words down and then copy that and then Put it in YouTube. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Jonathan Gresham, MLP Northern Rising.
I like it. I listen, I feel like I feel like we need to have a Miggy's award for match of the year and a TJ's award for match of the year, because there's so many aspects that go into this that it's hard to argue that fact. Great match. Great pick.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the second annual Fakies. What a rush.
It's been fun. It's been fun. I liked it. I am glad. I am honored to be one of the presenters, one of the hosts.
Yeah.
Not necessarily one of the recipients, but there's still time. Everybody, reach out to friend of the podcast, Austin. He's not doing well right now after John Cena's retirement.
I'm not bullshitting you. I had 5 unread text messages from friend of the podcast, Austin Ferris, asking me about John Cena. I was able to glance at the first one, and he mentioned that something was beautiful, and so yeah, he's going through it.
Yeah, I've been meaning to reach out to him too. Shout out Austin, friend of the podcast.
Alrighty. Well, everyone, we will talk to you whenever we talk to you next. That was the Fakies. Can't wait for the 3rd annual Fakies. And follow us at TikTok or on Instagram and TikTok. Holy shit. At HITFPOD. And go to our YouTube. How's this fake? You know, where you're already watching this. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, by the way, your John Cena video, your TikTok, you know, I put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, bro. 1,500.
Ooh. I gotta go read the comments.
There's comments.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. We'll talk to you later.
Later.